Hey, everybody, welcome. Almost daily Dave time on a Wednesday, the last day of September, the only 30 days half September thing. And I've entitled this the NFL Retro because you can see where I'm going with this. The Tennessee Titans situation with 8 people in the organization testing positive. Now the Minnesota Vikings are having to isolate themselves as well. And it's a possibility these teams will play, not each other because they just did, but play over the weekend, or they may have to have their games postponed. And that the NFL isn't Major League Baseball. You can't play double headers in the NFL. Somehow Major League Baseball stitched together a season where we are now in playoffs. It was rather remarkable. The NFL doesn't have that luxury. They may get fortunate here because of where bye weeks are scheduled, but you could be sitting on a disaster for the NFL if there are more outbreaks and more teams are affected. We had the Falcons lose a player because he was affected by COVID. And then, just so you don't think that people are dumb enough, comes a story on Yahoo of a big party charity event by the Las Vegas Raiders full of maskless people, attended by the quarterback, Derek Carr. It was put on by the tight end, Darren Waller. And look, all good for charity, with Derek Carr throwing signed footballs in the stands if you paid for one for the charity, whatever that charity may be. All good. Great idea. Go charity, go. Except for the maskless part. Now, I don't know. There's video out there of Raiders players at this event. Now, of course, you've gotten the government involved. Whether that's good or bad, I'll leave you to decide that. But now the Henderson County people in Nevada are looking into this to find out what kind of rules may have been broken. This was held at a country club in a suburb of Vegas. Jason Witten was there. Backup quarterback Nathan Peterman. Go ahead and make your jokes about how his passes were intercepted and they weren't worth $500. All the Buffalo Bills fans I know have already made those cracks. Even the owner of the Raiders, the bowl-cutted Mark Davis, complained about his players being there. He's already seen his coach fined, and some of the other coaches fined $350,000 for being maskless macho men on sidelines. And now he's got to deal with his guys potentially being exposed. Nevada was hit hard early, and I just don't get it. I have to admit I don't get it. So we may have more problems with the NFL. And again, they're on thin ice, as is college football. Basketball survived in a bubble. Hockey survived in a bubble. Baseball, I don't know how they survived, but they did. And with college basketball around the corner, I mean, the PGA Tour survived by kicking everybody to the curb except players and caddies. Survived. The NFL, college football, I don't know. And pretty soon college football is going to be marching back with everybody playing ball, almost. I think there's only 15 teams that aren't going to be involved. Even UMass has decided to come back and resume part of its schedule. So I want to be an optimist. I certainly don't want anything bad to happen to anybody. But am I terribly optimistic? No, I'm not. And you want to know, by the way, if you have a rule in the NFL requiring people on the sidelines, your coaches and all of that, head coaches, assistant coaches, who are some of the worst offenders, wearing masks and making that a rule, then I've got a way to make sure that rule gets enforced. And I don't care if it sounds evil or mean. How about not only do you fine them, why don't you suspend them? NFL can do that. Conduct detrimental to the league. I'm all for that. You got to get your message across. And if it takes harsh measures, then harsh away. And I don't particularly care if these coaches believe in masks or don't believe in masks. If their organization that pays them, and I mean the big organization, not the team, has said you got to wear them, then you got to wear them. There are penalties for holding and offsides and false starts and delay of games. Well, there need to be penalties for this. And I'm serious. If you got to sit a guy and take his check away for a week, that's going to affect his life, his family, and everything else. And if that's what it takes, I've got no problem with that. So not very cheerful. No, I know. Mean. Too bad. Too bad. It's the way it's got to be. Time to start whacking knuckles with a ruler. And in the meantime, let's just hang on for dear life that we can somehow get to this weekend of the NFL. Even if the Titans and Vikings don't practice, I've read stories that some of the players like, that's okay. We'll play. We're good to go. We'll give it a shot. It might even help. It might save the legs, save the bodies a little bit. But keep an eye on this one. If this tilts in the wrong direction, then I don't know what the NFL is going to be able to do. And same thing for college football. If bringing everybody back doesn't work and we have more cancellations, then that's going to be beyond unfortunate. It is a risk. It is a risk driven by money. I know for a fact that if there was no college football being played, the layoffs at the television networks that carry college football would be dramatic. I completely understand the financial implications involved and why these games are being played. It isn't just for letting them play. Same goes for the NFL. The damage done economically would be tremendous to a lot of people I know. So all of that is being weighed in. I get it. I get the whole let's keep moving forward because we need to keep businesses going angle. I absolutely get it. I wouldn't want to have had a business during all of this. Are you kidding? How many people have had to shut down? Disney just laying off 28,000 people in a different, parks and entertainment people. Many of them part-timers, but still, those people probably they do need that money. So this is where the NFL sits, trying to act as if there's nothing to see here. Remember this, was it Naked Gun? Yeah, Naked Gun. Leslie Nielsen right behind him. Everything is exploding behind him. Fireball, car accident. He's like, nothing to see here. Back away. Nothing to see here. It's awkward. And it might be worse than awkward. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to cross everything I have, every appendage I can get my hands on, and see if we can somehow get through this in one piece with a minimum loss of people, number one, and activities and jobs. So that'll wrap it up on a cheerful note for today's Almost Daily Dave. I might have to do something about music tomorrow and get off of sports for a day. I'm overdue. So maybe we'll have a little music conversation tomorrow. I've actually been on a little project in my car. And if I do one more day of this little project today, I'll come back with an opinion on a band that is popular, but I haven't quite wrapped my head around them just yet. That's tomorrow. I'll see you then. Take care and be safe.